Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. We have a lot of news this evening, so let's get started. First up, New Hampshire health officials confirm state's first vaping-related lung injury. Patient was adult from Sullivan County, officials said. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
From berries to apples, in summer through winter.
We have some breaking news. New Hampshire's first lung injury connected to vaping has just been confirmed. The State Department of Health and Human Services says an adult from Sullivan County was hospitalized but has since been discharged. HHS says the person had lung injuries consistent with other cases reported across the country. More than 1,000 injuries and 18 deaths nationwide have been linked to e-cigarette use, but again, New Hampshire has its first lung injury connected to vaping. It has just been confirmed.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Reports of sexual assault increase at Dartmouth College. Dartmouth officials say more people coming forward to report incidents. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Kristen Carosa.
We feel that if a customer wants their product and they're ambitious and they want to do it today, if we have it here in stock, we have the people, the trucking, and why put off till tomorrow what you can do today?
Visit us at powellstone.com.
Aaron, under the Clery Act, schools are required to issue reports annually on the number of crimes on campus. And this year, the report by Dartmouth College shows an increase in sexual assaults, and the school is now responding. Through its latest Clery Act report, Dartmouth College says there were 34 sexual assaults reported in 2018, a nearly 42% increase from the 24 in 2017. But the Ivy League school says it does not believe an increase in actual cases is fully to blame. Staff say more people are coming forward to report incidents because they trust the system. Earlier this year, the school launched an initiative to strengthen the safety of their learning environment. There's also been a change in the sexual misconduct policy at the school. It was made in response to a sexual harassment lawsuit brought on by 9 women who alleged they had been harassed and assaulted by 3 professors. We also looked at the sexual assault reports for other Granite State schools. The University of New Hampshire fell nearly 50% in 2018 after a big jump the year before. And the number of reported sexual assaults at Keene State College has remained steady the last 3 years. Now, the lawsuit against Dartmouth has been settled. The school agreed to pay the plaintiffs $14 million. The 3 professors no longer work at the school. Live in studio, Kristen Carosa, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Franklin police investigate after video shows person taking package from porch. Police seek person. Vehicle involved in alleged theft. Let's take a look at the video.
Now's the best time of year to get more for your money on a new Mahindra. Enjoy 0% interest.
Okay, that was the video as you saw that person in the red car went up, grabbed the package, and drove off. Franklin police are searching for a person and vehicle after someone was seen on surveillance video taking a package from a porch. Police said the theft occurred last week at a home on Highland Avenue. Video shows a red sedan stopping outside a house and a passenger getting out of the car, running toward a porch and grabbing a package left outside the home. That person was wearing a black hoodie, sweatshirt, ran back to the car, which pulled away quickly, surveillance video showed. Anyone with information is asked to call police at 603-934-2535. Three children, 2 adults found dead in Massachusetts condo. Let's take a listen to that video from WCVB Boston.
Now's the best time of year to get more for your money on a new Mahindra. Enjoy 0% interest.
Okay, good afternoon. We got an update a short time ago from the district attorney and the police chief here. They tell us that this ordeal began at 7:30 this morning. That is when a family member who was not in the home arrived at the home to pick up the children for school, and that family member made the discovery. And here's some of what the district attorney said moments ago.
3 children, a twin 9-year-old boy and girl, an 11-year-old girl. I think that when something like this, unimaginable like this happens, there's always going to be more questions than there are going to be answers.
Again, a mother, father, 3 children. The children, a boy, girl, twins, 9 years old, and a 9-year-old girl. And police tell us, the district attorney tells us, they all appear to be victims of gunshot wounds. And again, it was a family member who arrived around 7:30 this morning to pick up the children for school. That family member made the discovery and called 911.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And now let's take a look at that U.S. stock market and see how U.S. stock market closed for this Monday evening. And here's a look at that U.S. stock market for all of you. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the red and went down. Your Nasdaq closed in the red and went down. S&P 500 closed in the red and went down. Gold closed in the red and went down. Oil closed in the green and went up. US 10-year closed flat. Euro/USD closed in the green and went up. And VIX closed in the green and went up. Stocks slide as traders have doubts about a U.S.-China trade deal. Stocks fell slightly on Monday as investors looked ahead to U.S.-China trade talks, which are set to begin later this week. What a second whistleblower means for impeachment inquiry. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Now with our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams. Let's talk first about the significance of this second whistleblower. Now there may be even more.
Yeah, and look, it depends on how you viewed the first whistleblower, right? Last week we talked about this, and I said that I didn't think the first whistleblower was that important anymore. Now that the president is admitting, in effect, that he is putting pressure on Ukraine, has been, etc., and you've got those text messages between the diplomats. Those two things together, to me, said you don't really need the first whistleblower. If that's true, then the second whistleblower doesn't matter that much. If, however, you're one of those people who said, well, wait a sec, I can't rely on this first whistleblower because it's coming from secondhand information, then this second whistleblower should be very important to you.
And these new whistleblowers could be giving information on other parts of the story, like locking down the phone call.
And that's the critical question. If one of these whistleblowers can offer up any sort of evidence that the reason particular conversations were locked up was because they were embarrassing, as opposed to national security, that's a violation of the law. So it's tough to prove that you did it for political reasons or because it's embarrassing, but if you've got witnesses who can come forward and say that, that could be very important.
And this Ambassador Tamara Gordon-Sondland, a key witness.
Critical, because the question is, what was he doing in these conversations? He's the ambassador to the European Union. Why is he getting so involved in the hands-on and what's happening in Ukraine? Why is he the guy who's relaying the messages from Rudy Giuliani and from the White House with regard to what the plan should be in Ukraine? And remember, he's one of the people who's on these text messages talking about, in effect, how to deal with the president of Ukraine, how to, what sounded like a deal to say, well, we're going to hold off on meeting until the president gets what he wants.
And a political appointee, $1 million donor to Trump, not a career professional.
Yeah, that part doesn't bother me as much because a lot of ambassadors end up being political appointees. The question I have is, why was he so involved here?
Dan Abrams, thanks very much. Hi, everyone. George Stuff.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night, and bye, everyone.